Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Steem Radio Show here on MSPWaves Radio. I go by the username Ma1ne on Steemit, and I'm here with my co-host, Ma1ne Snekky. How are you doing, Snekky?
Good evening, everybody. I'm doing rather well, and I hope everybody else who's in the audience as well. And how are you doing, Maine?
I'm doing great. Spring is almost here. It's slowly showing itself. The snow is almost melting, but there's still a long ways to go. So I'm looking forward to warmer weather, but I'm doing great.
I still would love to have some snow, but it's warming up here as well. The first flowers are already blooming, so spring is showing her face.
And once again, everybody, welcome to the Steem Radio Show. And we do this show each and every week on MSPWaves, which is a radio station part of the Ma1ne Support Project. You can find out more about it at MSPWaves.com. Find the full schedule of all the different radio shows that are all hosted by people that are on the Steem blockchain. So that's pretty awesome. And here we are once again on a Wednesday. It's Wednesday, March 28th, 2018. And we're here for another episode of the Steem Radio Show. What this is just a fun little casual talk show where we talk about people and that are on the Steem blockchain. And what that is it's a platform where people can connect to a blockchain, and we use the Steemit website to do blogging and lots of other content. And there's lots of people joining here from all over the world, and it's a lot of fun to hear their stories and to learn a little bit more about them.
Absolutely. Every story is so different, and I always find it very interesting to hear every journey on the platform.
Absolutely. We chat with people who are brand new to Steem and the Steem blockchain. We chat with witnesses, community leaders, a wide variety of people on this show each and every week. So check us out, and we're always here from 10 to midnight UTC time. Now that time, of course, will vary depending on where you are in the world. But just check the UTC time conversion, and we're here 10 to midnight each and every Wednesday on MSPWaves Radio. It's great to have you all here with us, and we are chatting right now on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server. You can find us, which is the home of the Ma1ne Support Project, and within that server you can find the MSPWaves audience room, and you can say hello, and we are chatting with the audience in there, so certainly let us know you're listening. And give us a little shout out here, and we'll give you a shout out.
Yes, we love shout outs.
Absolutely. It's always wonderful to see all the different people who are tuning in each and every week from all over the world, which is always really awesome to see. It's really cool that we're able to reach so many different people.
Yes, I love traveling the world like this.
And if you're interested in being a guest on the show sometime, you certainly can. Just get a hold of us. You can message myself, Ma1ne. It's just spelled with the number 1 in there instead of the I. And also you could message Ma1ne Snekky on Discord, and we'd be happy to try to have you on the show sometime. It's like we said, it's a lot of fun to just learn about the different people who are on the platform, who are on Steemit and using the Steem blockchain. It's a lot of fun to see the different creativity they're doing out there and their projects that they're working on. It's really fascinating.
I absolutely agree with you. It brings a whole new level to your Steemit experience, or at least it does for me. It deepens the contact with people a little, and that makes it more fun to, read their stuff.
And let's see, I'm going to give a few shout outs to some people I see in the audience. Let me scroll back up a little bit. I see Puppy out there, Torko's out there. I see Mean Mommy. I see Scuzzy, Rico. I see Shane. What's up, Shane? Starkers, of course, in the audience. He's going to be our first guest tonight. And we have 3 guests to share with you this evening on the radio show. We're going to have Starkers, Instructor 2121, and Shadow's Pub all joining us on the show tonight. It's a busy one, Snekky.
Yes, very busy. And I also want to shout out to Hope Hux. I know this wonderful lady, and she's here for the first time. So hello, Hope. It's good to have you here. And Dream Steem is here as well.
I see Happy Smiley Man.
Ooh, and Artemis Nord is here, and Woodsy.
Jesse to you. Saipan's out there. Now he's officially DJ Damashi. His show comes on after ours here on MSP Waves. Does a lot
I
of...
see that. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say he does a EDM show after us. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check that out.
Wiggle your hips. Do some tunes.
Yes, I don't think we missed any names in the audience chat. Oh, I see Sound Waves now. Awesome. So now if you're listening to the recording after today, this is live right now here on March 28th. But if you're listening to the recording and you want to check the show out live, just check us Wednesdays from 10 to midnight UTC on MSPWaves.com. And you can join us in the chat live as well. Great to have you all here with us. And let's go ahead and bring our first guest onto the show. Let's welcome Starkers back onto the show. How are you doing, Starkers?
Hey guys, nice to hear you both. You doing well?
Doing wonderful. It's great to have you back on the show.
I am doing perfectly fine, and it's really, really amazing to have you back on the show because I'm sure that you have lots to tell.
Lots to tell, lots of naughty secrets. No naughty secrets, but lots of updates about the Promo Steem project and lots of things that are going on with us guys. So looking forward to the interview today.
Absolutely. And you joined us previously on the show. So if anybody ever wants to go back and listen to the previous interview, they certainly can. But today you're going to tell us more about your Promo Steem project that you've been working on with a group of people. And just start out maybe telling us what Promo Steem is, in case people aren't familiar with it.
Okay, that's a really good starting question. So let me have a go. Basically, what Promo Steem started as was we started up a tag showcasing some of the promotional work that we were doing for the Steemit platform, just around towns, in speaking sessions in universities, and then going on tours around university. And we just kind of thought, well, why don't we just put a tag, explain what we've done? It's dead simple, some of the methods that we use, and put it on there and see what happens. And the tag kind of picked up. We had between us, there was Stephen Kendall and an architect with one of co-founders of the group. And we ended up creating a bit of a following online with this tag and the methods that we were using. Other people started taking it up, and all of a sudden it became a bit of a worldwide thing. And then we went to Steem Fest, presented what we'd done, shown how many people we were supporting all over the world, and shown how simple it was to go out there and promote Steem and get involved in the community, in the Promo Steem community. And all of a sudden we have one of the fastest growing tags on Steemit now. And we're really amazed and blown away by the reception of people and how people have taken it up, and how people post the tag, and some of the amazing stories that are coming from all over the world of people who have taken up the Promo Steem initiative, gone and done it themselves, spread it through their community, got people involved in groups with promoting the Steem blockchain, and all of a sudden it's changed their lives, and now they're telling stories about how they changed their lives, and it's all sort of coming to a head, and we're really excited for the future going forwards on this movement. And I'm here really on the show to sort of tell you some of the things that we've put in place to really sort of make the most of the Steem blockchain and the mechanisms that we've created on the blockchain to maximize the promotion initiatives that are going on.
Yeah, and it is cool to see all the different stories that people are posting on Steemit and everything of their Promo Steem projects that they're doing all over the world. I see people, and it's really cool that they're getting so excited and so passionate about this platform and how it's possibly even changing their lives. They're having different opportunities now because of the Steem blockchain and because of the Steemit website, and it's really cool to see all of these different people having all of these positive experiences because of it. That's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that we didn't really anticipate was how many people from developing countries were going to get involved in this, because of course the upvotes mean a lot more to those people, and they're able to get involved in these things in local communities, spread the word about Steem, take up all sorts of various promotional methods, and especially, many people develop their own methods and post them on there. And all of a sudden, the amount of people that we've seen video reports of and blogs saying about how Steemit has changed their life, and that they didn't have a job before, and now all of a sudden they can promote Steem and get some money for it, and it's supporting their life, their family, and continuing to reinvest in their blogs and create followings, and all these types of things are coming off spin-offs from it. So it's really, really exciting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, of course, everybody always has to do their own due diligence and their own research about everything, so we're not telling anybody what to do here, but it's a great initiative, and I think it's really cool how it is changing people's lives, and hopefully for the better. It's really awesome. So tell us some of the things that have developed since the last time you were here, Starkers.
Yeah, so the last time that we spoke, we just come off a call with Andraki after Steamfest. And what we discussed on that call was basically some of the ideas that we can implement going forwards, and how long that's going to take and which ones we should focus on and all that type of stuff. So he kind of gave us his blessing to sort of go forwards and see what we come up with. And in the last sort of 3 months or so, we've ended up releasing the website. We've ended up creating a really, really, really cool upvoting guild. And we've ended up setting up the London cryptocurrency show. We're going to, with the media partners for that show. So we have a presence there. We have an exhibition stand. And what we've done is we've also got a speaking section, and we've opened that up to various projects on the blockchain. So we've got a few of the really big projects coming to present at that on April the 14th. I can send a link out in the chat here for free tickets to that for Steemians. So we've got a lot going on, and I can go into a bit more of the detail about how those things work individually as we go through the conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. Feel free to share the link to that, and it's really cool to see all these different things. How one idea, the Promo Steem thing that you guys originally started out with, it was Promo UK, right? Is what it originally started as.
Yeah, it was. And actually, it started as the whole idea was, what can we do to add value to the blockchain? Yeah. I mean, what we saw was there was a lot of people voting cups of tea and coffee and things like this. And we felt there was a lot of sort of churning of value on the platform, and a lot of value was leaving the platform. It was actually during the last price drop where we had a really prolonged low price period. And it was a bit frustrating to watch this going on. And so we kind of got together and thought, well, what can we do to actually add value to the blockchain? And not being an actual tech expert myself, we thought, well, we can talk about Steem, we can promote Steem, we can go out in the street, we can set up events, we can start movements online, we can use the Steem power that we've got to help support other people to do that as well. So all of a sudden you end up with this movement where the actions that people are taking, the voluntary actions that people are taking, we're able to support them, and those voluntary actions are valuable to the community because they are spreading the word about Steem. So it's a win-win for everyone, basically, and that's kind of our philosophy behind it.
Absolutely. And I just mentioned in the chat, if anybody has questions in the audience, feel free to chime in if you've got some questions about the project and things like that maybe we can possibly answer if you're wondering about it. Now, is this something that just anybody can do, or do they have to kind of submit like a proposal? How does it work exactly if somebody wants to do some kind of a promo initiative?
There's absolutely, it's all decentralized and kind of anarchical. So it's whatever anyone wants to do. I've seen all sorts of things, from people pointing at their own T-shirts to giving out flyers to doing presentations at universities, putting on events, dinner, supper clubs. People have done video sort of sections where I know Danny Shine, for example, he goes out on his megaphone in London to very controversial places like the Bank of England and tells them that the pound is dead and things like this. So there's all sorts of methods there that you can use to promote Steem. So there's no kind of requirement. We have put in place a Steem ambassador program. So what we did is decided to take it sort of another level up and say, well, there's some Steemians on there who are absolutely kicking ass at promoting Steem. There's sort of about 50 people or so that are regularly posting. They're really dedicated to promoting Steem. So can we bring in a program to sort of highlight to the community who those people are and allow the community to vote them into a position of a Steem ambassador? And there are a set of requirements that they need to meet, which you can find on our website. And basically they put an application in, the community, we review it to check it's okay. And then the community, we post it out onto the @Steem-ambassador blog. And then the community can have a look at that candidate. And basically the idea is that everyone has to second that. They write, I second, I second, I second. And if anyone disagrees with that candidate, they write why and give some proof. And then we decide as a community whether that person should be a Steem ambassador. So over the last 2 months, we've been working really, really hard to get the first set of 30 ambassadors in. We've probably got about 50 applications that we're going through at the moment. It's going to take a few more weeks to get through those. And some really cool Steemians are coming in to support us. People like at Redrika and at Honeybee 11 are really helping us going forward with that. So yeah, we've got this sort of layer of ambassadors in place now. And the idea is behind the ambassadors is that they, first of all, will set the example to show other people what amazing promoters can do. And then after that, also, they have voting rights on the guild that we've set up. So basically, what we're doing is we've set up the guild such that if any 3 ambassadors vote on one particular blog on the promo Steem tag, that tag will get upvoted by our guild. So what it means is that it removes me or one other person from being the central point of failure or central point of corruption. And it allows the community to serve itself and identify itself the best promoters, the highest quality work. And therefore, it kind of decentralizes the whole guild and allows the sort of trusted members who are the Steem ambassadors to take the responsibility and distribute the rewards to that tag.
That sounds all really awesome. Now, do you know what are some of the countries that you know some of the ambassadors are representing? Do you know like which parts of the world so far kind of people are promoting the blockchain?
Yeah, we keep a track of where these people are, and we're trying to sort of select or propose the people to represent the activity of the tag, of the promo Steem tag. So essentially, about a third of our ambassadors at the moment come from Nigeria, because about a third of the activity for promo Steem is going on in Nigeria. For some reason there, it's gone absolutely viral, and they really get the idea of promo Steem. They understand the idea behind campaigning for Steem and adding value to the blockchain by growing the network. And then you've also got Indonesia is a massive country. The Philippines, there's a few people there that are really doing amazing work. Venezuela's taken up some of the slack there as well, and they're really getting involved. The great thing about Venezuela is that obviously they're really struggling with their economy at the moment, but things like promo Steem are able to support people. And it's not just charitable giving. They're obviously doing work. They're able to do something and give back to the community, and then in a voluntary manner, and then get paid or rewarded for it via the Steem blockchain. So again, it's a win-win. Where else do we have? A lot of other African countries like Ghana, Uganda. There's some people there. There's a couple of people in Northern Europe that are doing it, and a few people dotted around Europe. We've got 1 or 2 in America. But you generally find it's the developing countries who are taking this up, because the rewards mean more to them, and I think they kind of get it a bit more as well, in terms of the sense of community and bringing in the local people in to do different meetups and promotional events. So yeah, we do have a really, really wide spread, and we're trying to keep on top of making sure that the amount of ambassadors we have reflect the countries that the promo Steem movement's growing in.
Yeah, and it's really, really amazing how, you know, this entire thing here, you know, the blockchain and these initiatives and everything, it's just creating so many opportunities for people that may, you know, not have had other opportunities otherwise, or they, you know, or maybe they were struggling and things. And these meetups are cool too, because they're going to meet other people and socialize in a positive manner, hopefully. And, you know, it's just really amazing to me seeing how this blockchain and things that, you know, people posting on Steemit, how it's connecting so many people and hopefully helping them too. You know, of course, results are going to vary for everybody. Not every person has the same experience, you know, doing all of this. But, you know, it seems to me like, from what I've seen, overall, most people are having relatively positive experiences. And these meetups and these projects that your group, the people who are doing the promo Steem and just everything else, it's really awesome to see how this is helping other people.
Yeah, certainly. I think one of the cool things here is that, you know, a lot of people come to Steem and they vote, they publish a blog or whatever. They don't work on building their audience, and all of a sudden they put a load of work into a blog and haven't got rewarded for it. Now, the promo Steem tag isn't perfect for that either, but there's no question as to whether you're doing something valuable. So anyone that posts that tag is definitely helping the community grow, because they're promoting the word of Steem, right? So it helps us all, and the community is able, hopefully recognizes that. And as a result, like you say, it is kind of almost a humanitarian kind of work. You know, people are able to volunteer their time to a cause that they know a community cares about and that serves a community. And then on top of that, that community has now got the mechanism via our guild and via our group and our website to get rewarded for that work.
Yeah, no, it's really amazing. Again, if anybody in the audience has questions or whatnot, if you want to ask any questions, Snekky, have you seen any questions so far go by in the chat?
Yes, absolutely. DJ Damashi would like to know, can we come up with any initiative to try and bring people to Steemit and use the promo Steem tag?
Yeah, shall I jump in to answer that?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Yes.
Yes, yes, certainly. One of the things that we don't want to say is there's any set rules. You know, on our website, which is www.promo-steem.com, we have a couple of links to blogs that we've written that show examples of how we've promoted Steem and how other people have promoted Steem. However, there is no limit on what you can do. You know, we don't want to say, oh, these are the rules that you have to do. Basically, for me to get attention from me, and now the Steem ambassadors more so than me, because they are now starting to take over the upvoting of this whole tag. But basically, to get attention from the Steem ambassadors, you just have to show in your blog that you're doing some sort of promotional work. So if it's a selfie with a group of people who you're speaking to Steem about, with a Steemit logo in there or something, or if you're doing an event or you're doing a lecture or a seminar for someone, or if you're doing a kind of pranky, kind of skitty video where you're doing something funny in the video that's got a Steemit sort of side to the video, that's all really good content. And that's basically that. It's all that type of thing that you need to do. And if you post that to the hashtag promo-steem, there's a lot of eyes on there now that are looking, and you know, the likelihood is that you will get upvoted. It's not perfect because, you know, we are struggling with the amount of eyes that we've got, but with the Steem ambassadors coming in now, hopefully they'll be able to cover all of the content and get the upvotes directed to the places that deserve it the most.
Yeah, you just have to be creative. Of course, obey all laws in your country. You know, don't do anything crazy. But be creative, though. Like you were saying earlier, people have done meetups. They were making T-shirts and flyers and all kinds of different things. And like what you guys did, you went to different colleges and different places and talked to people. And it's probably a lot of fun to do that. I'll have to try some kind of initiative where I am, and we can get some more people on the platform, because it does seem like it's a lot of fun going out there and doing the meetups and things like that. And it's just really awesome to see all the different ways that people are creating these different initiatives.
Yeah, and I want to echo your sentiments on obeying the laws in your country. Don't get into trouble and don't get arrested. We don't advocate for that type of thing or doing anything dangerous. But there's lots of things that we do advocate for. So if people are planning on putting an event together and they want to publicize the fact they're doing that, you know, the idea is not just to do the event and not blog about it, but blog about the fact that you're planning the event, blog about the fact that you've placed orders and you've done designs for the event, blog about the fact that you've spoken to people, you've booked people for your event, and slowly but surely over time tell the long-term story of your event until the day of the event comes, and then you get upvoted for that as well. So hopefully you can at least cover part of the costs, or if, you know, in the days that the Steem price is good, which I think will come again, then you can actually make money off these events via the Steem blockchain. One of the most interesting promo events that I was involved in, a user called Danny Shine. He's a kind of a free speech anarchist, sort of social experimentalist artist. He's got a very strange area of niche that he focuses on. But basically what he does is he goes out in the street and he loudspeakers in big cities like London about how people are living kind of in the matrix, you know, and they've kind of got to snap out of it. And he really wakes people up, and people don't really like it. So one of the things that we did is we went to Canary Wharf, and I was dressed as like a banker with sunglasses on, right? And we had a big sign behind us saying the pound is dead, long live cryptocurrencies kind of thing, and then, you know, get some information about Steem. And we put this banner up in the middle of Canary Wharf, which is the banking sector of the UK. And he got on his loudspeaker, and all of a sudden we had a crowd of at least 300 people. And they were all sort of going, he was going, you know, don't leave your money with the bankers, you know, think about putting it in Steem. You can blog, you can make a living, all this type of stuff on the loudspeaker. And people just stopped their day and they started listening to this stuff. And then all of a sudden we had like 150 people come and get business cards straight out of my hand. And we got all of this on video as well. So business cards for the Steem blockchain. And they were just flying out of my hand. It was absolutely amazing. And then security came and tried to steal our sign, and they kind of tried to ask us to leave. But Danny knows exactly what the laws are in our country. So he managed to keep it right on the line of the law. And they couldn't do anything until we kind of finished. And it was a real kind of high adrenaline kind of very good to watch moment of the security being a bit angry at the fact that we were in their spot, but they couldn't really do anything about us. And, you know, you can get away with that type of stuff in the UK, but maybe in other countries you can't. So, of course, bear in mind where you are, but you can really get up to some very interesting events and skits that you can do to promote Steem and create a bit of attention around the platform and create really, really great video content as a result. That video is actually on the @Steem Ambassador blog, and it's also on @DannyShines blog. So if you have time, take a look at those. They're really, really funny videos. I'll try and find it and leave the link in the questions below after the event.
There's one more question from the audience. Ma1ne 33 would like to know, as a member of the Promo Mentors by Future Tinker, an initial idea inspired by Promo Steem, she's wondering what the best is that a mentor can do.
Yeah, that's so cool. By the way, Ma1ne, I've heard a lot about you. I haven't spoken to you directly yet, but really, really great initiatives that you're taking up there. So keep the good stuff going on there. And anyone else wants to take a look at a good example of good work, then Ma1ne's doing that. Regards to what was the question again? Sorry.
Oh, what is the best thing a mentor can do?
Yes, the mentors, right. So we thought about this a lot, right? And I spoke to Dan at Starlight, one of the Steem birds, about this. And we were thinking about kind of how do we retain people on the platform and get them to do it by posting blogs. So, for example, it would be kind of like an initiation process of maybe 6 or 7 blogs that we could do, that a newbie could actually write those 7 blogs. And by the time they finish those blogs, they are what we would call a complete or, model Steemian. Because what happens is people come on and they blog and they're told initially that they don't have, they don't have an audience, but they're told initially that they're going to earn loads of money. So all of a sudden it's a false dichotomy when they come on. And then over time they blog a few times, don't make much money, and then they're like, right, I'm leaving. Whereas if what they did, if we gave them like a set of tasks to complete within 6 blogs, and they could blog about those tasks that they've done, and those tasks would be things like, find out about delegation, find out about the different projects on Steem, find out about some of the best bloggers, find out about some of the initiatives that are going on, and blog about them. And all of a sudden, by the time they've done those 6 blogs, they've got a real well-rounded understanding of what Steem is, and they've done it they've learned it by doing it, kind of thing. So we were looking at that kind of thing, creating a quick kind of what's the model Steeming look like after 6 blogs, and then writing the instructions out how to do these blogs, keep an eye on the newbies issuing those blogs, and then funding those blogs with upvotes to give them an incentive to do that stuff. And so by the time they've done 6 or 7 blogs, hopefully they've got a little bit of a following built up. Other things are to do with mentors. I mean, it's a difficult one. The people tackling the mentor things are amazing people, because it's difficult to get the attention from above, and it's also a lot of work to help the newbies get in. But I think that one of the things that is very notable about the Steem community are the people doing the mentoring, because all I ever hear from newbies are, there's some amazing mentors here. We've really learned a lot. Thanks for sticking with us. And the community gets around those people. There's some other really, really cool mentoring projects. Minnow Mentor in Nigeria, run by Bait002, I think his name is an excellent Steemian. And that, you see these examples of mentoring shops setting up all over the place. There's the offline Minnow school as well, I think, in Nigeria. And this Stack, I don't know if you've heard of Stack, the Steem Accelerator Hub done by Ejime, but he's kind of setting up these little Steem hubs all over the place. So he's renting out offices and filling them with Wi-Fi access and kind of an environment to work in, and then people can come and use the Wi-Fi for free. And as long as they use Steem, they're able to sort of have a sort of an interaction there. And so as a result, there's all these little things like mentoring schools setting up there, and they've got lots of lessons learned that you can draw from. And one of the things I would say, I mean, I'm not perfect at the mentoring side of things. I've been working a lot on the Promo Steem initiative and setting that up. But one of the things I would say is there's so many people doing that. There's so many people that realize that the retention issue is a major issue. What I've just said there regards to the kind of initiation blogs and the other mentor schools that are around, there's so many lessons learned all over the place that I think what we don't do very well on the Steem platform is actually contact each other and find out all the things that we've done wrong, and then get them all into one place, and so everyone can learn the lessons that other people have made the mistakes from, and sort of move forward from that. So yeah, I've not got much more to say on the mentoring than that, but keep at it, because it's such a valuable thing, and it really is important to the retention of Steemians.
All right, well, that's awesome. Yeah, no, it certainly sounds like there's a lot of people out there doing a lot of cool things to help promote the Steem blockchain and get the word out. And so, yeah, everybody can certainly check out the links that we've been sharing in the chat, and we will add them into the show notes as well. And of course, you can find Starkers on Steemit. It's at Starkers with a Z at the end. And Starkers, were there any other things you want to talk about while you're here about the Promo Steem initiative? Any more specific things you want to mention? And of course, if anybody in the audience has more questions, we can certainly take a few more as well.
Yeah, if you don't mind, one of the things I was wanting to speak about here was the fact that we've just kind of written down our delegation terms. So we've set all of this up now. We've got the website in place. We've got an event section, so you can post your promotional events to that, and then other Steemians from your area can go and see those events. We've got a whale bounty section, so whales can propose bounties. We don't have any interaction there yet, but we're working on that. We've got our guild set up now, which is the first of its kind in the world, where you need 3 of your essentially oracles or ambassadors to upvote a blog. So it's a decentralized guild. And then we've got this London cryptocurrency show coming up. So we've put all these things into place now. And it's kind of now we've decided, right, we've got the terms for delegation. And what we said is that what we will do is we won't take any of the curation rewards from the delegated Steem. And we will give 85% of the delegated Steem back to the delegators. Currently, it's every quarter, but we're going to work on automating that so it's every day. But for the moment, it's every quarter. And then what we'll do with the remaining 15%, 10% will get paid to the witnesses. Sorry, not the witnesses, the Steem ambassadors, my mistake. So the ambassadors have an incentive to go and curate on the blog. So the best performing ambassadors will get paid that remaining 10%. And then the remaining 5% will get paid to the best promoters. So we'll keep a track and we'll publish regular reports on the tag regards to promoters and performance of promoters, and ambassadors and performance of ambassadors. And then we'll reward that remaining 15% to those people to give them incentive to interact with the tag. So we've had a really good first day. We just released the delegation scheme yesterday. We've already got 25,000 Steem delegated. But the problem is we need to get some more so we can support all the hundreds of people who are posting to the Promo Steem tag. So basically what we're doing now is we're going to start a campaign across Steem to try and encourage delegation from some of the bigger Steemians into the Steem ambassador account. And again, we won't take anything for ourselves from the curation rewards. We want to give as much of it back as possible, but also reward the people who are key to the infrastructure of Promo Steem, which are the Steem ambassadors and the amazing promoters. And the idea then being that there's a lot of people that post on Promo Steem at the moment that are getting a couple of dollars a blog, and they're doing great promo work. But of course, the capital of Steem that I have and the people around us, it's not quite enough now to get those people funded. So we really need, in order to make sure the tag is growing at a sustainable rate, we really need to get some delegated Steem in now. So we have the infrastructure set up. We have a credible project. We have a credible team. We've got a good track record of everything that we've been doing. And so we can clearly demonstrate that we have something tangible to delegate to. And then not only that, but if you do delegate to it, you're supporting a movement on Steem that is it's going to allow for growth of the platform. It's going to allow for humanitarian initiatives and people to be funded in developing countries who aren't necessarily having the opportunities than they would have had before. So yeah, I mean, we're basically moving forward with that delegation now. I'm really excited to see how that goes forward now.
All right, and so it's at the Steem ambassadors profile. That's the one that you want the delegations to be headed towards, right?
Sorry, at Steem-ambassador, yeah, and that will essentially allow the community to let the elected Steem ambassadors reward the community and reward the best promo Steem blogs.
All right, and Snekky just shared the link to that Steemit profile right in the chat, so thank you, Snekky.
That's awesome, yeah, that's the link.
All right, and let's see here. Do we have any other audience questions in the chat room? I don't know if we did or not. I was scrolling back here a little bit. If anybody does have any last-minute questions,
I didn't find any questions so far.
Let's see here. And Starkers, were there any other things you wanted to talk about the Promo Steem initiative? Any upcoming things, or just any other things people should know about the project?
Yeah, the most immediate thing that we're doing is on the 14th of April, we've managed to become the media partners for the London Cryptocurrency Show, which is going to be a large size cryptocurrency show in London. And it's all about investing in cryptocurrencies. We actually know the organizers, and we ended up doing a deal where I will compare for the show. And we've managed to get ourselves a stand, an exhibition stand, which we've now done all the designs for. It's 4 meters by 3 meters, so it's a large stand right in the middle of the show. And then on that stand, we're going to do on the hour, every hour, we're going to have a Steemian present for 5 or 10 minutes to create a bit of a crowd around that. We have some amazing Steemians presenting there, people like Alajumi Food, people like Stephen Kendall, Dylan at an Architect. And then a couple of other people. We have some graffiti art that's hopefully going to be going on there. So we have a really amazing graffiti artist, potentially a beatboxer coming, a famous beatboxer, but we're working on that. And at the end of the day, they will do a kind of show together. And then what we're planning to do is auction off the artwork that we do to help cover the cost of the stand. And then during the day, we have an hour-and-a-half presentation. And we've invited all the big projects on Steem to come and present for a few minutes and then have a bit of a questions panel afterwards. So we've got Utopian are coming, Eliar and Texlet are going to be there to present. We've got eSteem who are going to come and present. We've got Steem Press. We've got STAC. Ejime is coming all the way from Nigeria to present there. And we've got Alajumi Fu is going to be presenting there as well. I think that was it as far as the presentation goes. So it's going to be a really amazing day. There's going to be all sorts of Steemians there, really trying to get a bit of a crowd going, get a bit of attention around the Steem blockchain. The idea being that rather than it just being about promo Steem, we want to showcase the fact that Steem is a really diverse, amazing blockchain with loads of different projects going on it. And so the investors at the show should get that message by the time they leave. We're going to be in competition with all sorts of the blockchains that are going to be dotted around the show, but I think that Steem is going to have one of the coolest shows there. So that's really good. After that, we've got an after party as well. So we'll go to one of the hotel bars nearby and just, you know, after the event, just talk to people, find out what they want to know, answer their questions and things like that. I'm moderating the expert panels in the morning, and then Dylan at an Architect is moderating the expert panels in the afternoon. And then we'll just be kind of around the show. We'll be on the stand answering questions. We've got all sorts going on. So again, I'll put the link in for the free tickets after I finish on the radio here.
All right, perfect. Sounds really awesome. I'm super jealous. Everybody gets to go to all these cool Steem events. I haven't got to go to one yet. I want to go to one.
This is the cool Steem event, man. This is it.
You can also, organize your own Steem event, maybe then.
Yeah, I'd have to travel quite far though, because I'm kind of isolated where I am. So I'd have to go quite a ways. But I'm hoping we'll get maybe a big Steem meetup here in the U.S. here this year. Somebody's got to do one. I've heard of a few possible places that are doing some, so I'll have to check it out. But yeah, eventually I'll do one.
I heard that MSPWaves Radio was the coolest Steem event around at the moment.
It might be. It's quite possible.
Ooh.
But no, we certainly appreciate you taking the time to join us on the show today. And do you yourself have any personal projects or blogs or anything coming up that you want to talk about? Or I'm sure this is all keeping you quite busy as it is.
Yeah, I mean, since kind of Christmas time when we released the website on the Steem Ambassador account, we have been hell for leather, and I haven't stopped working on the Steem Ambassadors and setting up the London Cryptocurrency Show, and I kind of haven't really thought about anything else, to be honest. It's been a bit full time, but I mean, for me, the most important thing is to try to use the Steem blockchain as a mechanism to reward people who are doing amazing promotional work for Steem and spreading the word about Steem. And we have that now. We have that tool with us. We have everything in place, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes in terms of how the community receives it and uses it to just spread the word about Steem. And for me, I've got nothing else more personal than that, to be honest. I'm more interested in seeing how the Steem Ambassador and Promo Steem grows as the future goes forwards.
Absolutely. Last chance. Anybody in the audience has any last questions for Starkers or Snekky? I don't know if you have any other questions or saw any questions in the audience.
I didn't see any questions, but I will scroll back up just to be sure.
No, Starkers, we certainly appreciate you joining us, and I think it is really awesome, all the different things that is going on with the promo Steem tag. Oh, Mommy said she had a question. Where was that?
I found it, yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to ask it?
Yeah, I guess it wasn't too bad, was it? It's not too personal.
No. Ma1ne 33 is wondering if you are coming to at Copensteem with Red Rika.
Copensteem? I've not heard of that. I've not heard of that. Is that in Copenhagen by any chance?
I think so, yes.
Mommy, you'll have to post a little bit more about that, or if there's a link to it, or if you have an event page or something going on anywhere. I'm sure you've done blog posts about it, possibly, but yeah, no, that's I want to go to one of these Steem meetups. We gotta get something going over in the U.S. here, all you people in North America. Let's get something going.
or in the Netherlands.
Well, you know that the Steem Birds are planning on doing a bit of an open mic tour around Canada this summer.
Ooh, that would be cool too. I'm actually pretty close to Canada, so that might be possible. That might be doable. Snekky, I'll make it to the Netherlands too, I promise. Eventually. I don't know if I'll make it this year, but you know.
Okay, I can live with that.
All right. Well, Starkers, we certainly appreciate you joining us today. Let's see, I didn't see any other last-minute questions, but we certainly appreciate you joining us. And it's been a lot of fun learning more about the Promo Steem initiative and the Steem ambassadors, and just learning more about how people are finding opportunity out there on the Steem blockchain. Very cool.
Yeah, much appreciate you guys letting me drone on for a bit here, and hopefully it brings some good information, useful information to different people listening tonight. So thanks very much.
And maybe you want to do a few shout-outs?
Yeah, if you got any other users out there or people that you want to give some shout-outs to here while you're on the show, go for it.
Well, I always feel a bit bad doing shout-outs because I can't remember everyone's names. There's so many people. There's these 30 Steem ambassadors and all the other people that have applied to become Steem ambassadors. Massive shout-out to them. You've got Stephen Kendall, an architect. An architect particularly has built this, done a lot of the tech stuff behind what we've done in terms of building the guild and putting the website together. He's worked a lot with that, the meme bean as well. I've got Red Rika, who's volunteered a lot of her time to help. Honeybee 11's volunteered a lot of her time to help. Gold 84, he's an amazing Steemian. Please check him out. He doesn't really set the story blogging, but what he does is he goes and finds Steemians who are doing projects, works out what their problems are without even asking them, and goes and fixes them, and then presents the solutions to them after he's fixed the problems, right? So he's been really, really, really invaluable to the Promo Steem movement. Future Thinker, he's helping us out on the Discord, and he's an amazing Promo Steemian. And I'm sure there's loads and loads more people, all the guys in Africa and Nigeria in particular, a couple of the guys in the Philippines, Indonesia, and Venezuela. There's some really amazing Steemians out there, but you'll find them all hanging around the Promo Steem tag and posting to it. And there's some really excellent stories on there of people whose lives have been changed by Steem. So the other shout out is to all the people posting on the hash promo-Steem tag. Check it out, guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Starkers. We really appreciate it. Snekky, any last words before we let him go?
Yes, I want to say thank you for doing all the updates, and as always, wonderful to hear everything that you guys are doing for Steemit. It's amazing. So thank you for being on the show again, and maybe in the future we can get a few new updates from you.
Yeah, I'll keep working, and I'll every few weeks or months I'll let you know that it's time for another update, and hopefully it's all good news and positive, and the thing keeps growing going forwards.
That would be wonderful.
And I'll bring some apples as well.
Oh yes, please. Red ones and green ones are good too.
Red and cream.
Yes, or both. Do both. Yes. I'm starting to get greedy. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Snekky. We know. Look at that, though. You even got apples at the end. You're lucky.
Oh, yes, I am.
Thank you so much, Starkers. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Okay, guys. Same from me as well. Much appreciate the time on the air with you guys, and thanks very much. And again, Steem Radio is one of the coolest initiatives on the blockchain. I think there's some really, really cool crowds around here. You're getting some really good conversations going, I can see here. So credit to you guys for coming along. And yeah, hopefully one day we'll see you at one of these meetups, Mr. Main Event.
Absolutely. I'm hoping for it. Take care. Thank you for chatting with us.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Snekky. What'd you think of that? That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome indeed. I got apples.
Again, everybody, that was Starkers. You can find him right on Steemit at that profile and the Steem Ambassador profile, Steem-Ambassador. Snekky, maybe if you don't mind sharing those one last time in the audience chat there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, very cool initiative. I've watched that grow over the last almost year or so since they've been doing that, since last summer when they were out doing the colleges and all that stuff. It was really awesome seeing all that, and it's been cool watching all the different people now all over the world who are posting under that tag, the promo-Steem tag, and doing all these cool projects. So no, that's really, really awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely, and I love seeing the projects and the promoting, because it can be very tough to promote and find a good way. So if you want to do it, just reading those posts, maybe you will get a good idea, or you can learn from it as well.
Absolutely. Again, everybody, you're listening to the Steem Radio Show here with Poetic Snake and Main Event. And you can find us on Steemit under those profile names. Mine's Main Event. I just do spell it with a number 1 in there instead of the I. So take the I out and put a number 1 in there, and there you go. You can find her. It's at Poetic Snake. And we are here each and every Wednesday from 10 to midnight UTC time. Of course, that time will vary depending on where you are in the world, but just check the UTC time, 10 to midnight. We're here every Wednesday on MSPWaves.com. And I forgot to do this right at the beginning of the show, but of course everything you hear on this show is strictly just our opinions. We are not financial experts or experts of any kind, so don't consider anything you hear on this show to be advice of any kind. This show is strictly just for entertainment purposes only, of course. And MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the show hosts or our guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. And the material you hear on this radio show is provided for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always do your own research.
Absolutely. Always do your own research.
Yes, it's so important.
All right. So it's great to have you all here with us once again on the radio show. And let's see who's out in the audience. I see a ton of people now, so I don't even know if we can run through all the names right now. There's so many. It's wonderful. It's great to see.
Start on top.
All right, here we go. I see Art Mess. I see another Artemis North, Article 61, Ansenal Intrigue, Crazy BG Adventure, Crimson Clad, DJ Damashi, whose show is coming up next after ours here on MSP Waves. Dream Steem. Ingenuity, Grim, Happy Smiley Man, Hope Hugs, Kyle Nick. You want to jump in?
I see Gabby Elizabeth, Lexiconical, Mean Mommy 33, Penderes. I see Pensive. I see Puppy. Rondon is here. Ree is here. Red Rika, Rico, Robo Raver. I see Scuzzy and Sea Blue.
Semper Video, Savo, Snook, The Bug IQ, Tiny, Trip to Spider, and Woodsy. I see all listening here on Discord. Of course, there's other people probably listening on MSPWaves.com and in other places. So shout out to all of you as well. We hope you'll join us in the MSP Waves audience chat room. Of course, that's on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, which is the home of the Ma1ne Support Project. If you haven't found the Ma1ne Support Project yet, you can check it out on Steemit. It's at Ma1ne Support. And it's a wonderful community, in my opinion, of now over 16,000 Steemians have joined this group. And it's pretty amazing, and it's a wonderful place to chat and just network with different people and hang out and make some friends, hopefully. But again, it's at Ma1ne Support. And we are chatting on Discord today. if you're listening to the live broadcast here on March 28th, 2018. And you can find us in the MSPWaves audience chat room. And shout out to everybody in there that is hanging out right now. Oh, it's Clinic. Yes, thank you for the correction. I get going so fast on the names, and I do realize there's weird spellings, and mine's bad enough. Ma1ne event.
Ma1ne event, yes.
That's bad enough, so I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name.
I think people should change their names. Very, very difficult just before the show,
Right, and then we'll never pronounce them.
No, then I will ask you to pronounce them, and I can just listen.
I see how that goes.
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody. Well, we're ready to have our next guest on the show here, and this next guest couldn't join us today live, so we do have a little bit of a pre-recorded interview to play here for you, but it's with Instructor 2121, and he's a Steemian who's been on the platform since pretty much near the beginning, right? It was all the way back into early 2016.
May 2016.
So we're going to play that interview now for you. We'll still be here chatting with you in the audience, so stick around. We really appreciate it. And then as soon as that interview is done, we will be chatting with Shadows Pub live here on the show. So stick around, and we're going to start our interview here in just a second with Instructor 2121. And we will, Snekky's already got his profile link right in the chat.
Yes, I'm so fast today.
All right. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to the Steem Radio Show. And we're going to start this interview now with Instructor 2121. Welcome, everybody, to the Steem Radio Show, and today we are visiting with Steemian Instructor 2121. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me today, man. Really appreciate it.
It's good to have you with us tonight.
And Instructor 2121, tell us a little bit more about you. We're kind of curious. What country are you in currently, if you don't mind telling us?
No, I don't mind telling you. I'm in the United States. I've come from the great state of Alabama. I'm currently in Missouri right now in the U.S., doing a little bit of traveling and stuff.
Okay,
so,
awesome. Very cool. So you're from the United States. And how long have you been on the Steem blockchain?
Let's see. May will mark 2 years that I've been on the Steem blockchain.
All right.
That's a long time.
Yep, got to watch the platform evolve and grow quite a bit over the last couple of years. Really excited about the future of the Steem blockchain.
I think you joined then even before the first payouts, right?
Yeah, I did. We were posting and commenting for free at the time.
How about that?
Well, it was perceived as being free. Once we went live, and all those rewards were issued out, kind of like back pay in a way. So
that's awesome. And I'm curious, so you've been on here pretty much since the beginning, and what brought you to the Steem blockchain and the Steemit website? Do you remember like how you found out about it or how you found your way here?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I get asked this question pretty much every interview. Before Steem, I was involved a good bit with the BitShares platform, and was very aware of Dan Larimer, which is one of the co-founders of Steem, and just came on board one day after seeing some of the posts in Bitcoin Talk, and decided to come on and check it out. It was hailed as the first social media blockchain platform. So obviously there was speculation there, considering we come from, an old school proof of work, speculative type investing type atmosphere at the time. But once I came on board Steem and got studying the white paper and watching how everything worked, really, piqued my interest. And, back in May, and here I am still. So I've enjoyed it.
That's awesome. And I'm curious, so were you someone who was a content creator before you came to Steem and Steemit, or is this kind of your first experience with, blogging and all these things?
Yeah, as far as a content creator, I mean, I probably have a handful of posts I've done over the past 2 years. I basically came into the ecosystem as an investor and basically someone who was seeking some knowledge about this particular technology called delegated proof of stake. I was fortunate to work with one of the whales when I initially came on board. Goes by the name of Smooth, and worked with him for several months, just manually going out there curating posts. And at the same time, we had a little group together, and we basically increased our knowledge base at that point. We got to kick questions back and forth to one another. Smooth was still learning the platform a good deal, and things that we were stuck on, we were able to pick his brain. And as far as being a content creator or a blogger, that I've never done that. I'm here on this platform. My goal on this platform is to build applications and to watch my investment grow.
Well, that's really interesting. It seems like most people we have on here usually, they are the content creator type folks, but of course there's the other side who are the investors and the people who are going to be maybe developers and things like that. So that's really cool to hear, your perspective as someone who's been here this whole time, that you're not even just here necessarily for content creation, but you're seeing the other side of it as well. And that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a lot of us early on, still develop some content, but majority of us are, behind the scenes, getting things developed, and really discussing the path of the platform.
Well, that's really awesome. And now, so you've been here for a couple of years now. I'm assuming you must be involved in some different projects or have some different things going on. Do you have any projects or things you want to talk about while you're here today?
Yeah, sure, man. I was involved in several projects early on. I was involved with Team Smooth. That was the manual curation project. It kind of kicked off a lot of these other projects that you see with Curie. Even before Curie, we had this project called Robinhood Well, where we were building our own well out and still curating, doing the manual curation, all that cool stuff. I quit doing that and started my own project. It was called Steem Trail, and we still have some remnants of that today. We pretty much evolved into what we call Trail. We had our own user-issued asset on the BitShares platform that we were rewarding our authors and contributors, with those tokens. And, from there, we've started started development on building out some of our websites. The first website that we have is the one I'm going to talk about mainly today. It's called Steem News Online. We call it SNOW for short, but it's basically a new site built on a centralized platform we know as Steem. And, our tagline is truth without bias. The whole goal is to get boots on the ground to report accurate and truthful news, as truthful as we can get it. You know what I mean? So we've utilized the Steem blockchain to build that news site on. And right now we are in the process. We just launched it last week. We went into a beta site with it. So now we're actually bringing in general editors and also writer journalists to help fill our content needs on the site. So we're pretty excited about it. It's going to be a work in progress. There's a lot of work in these types of projects, especially when you're dealing with news and getting the formatting and the type of media that we're going to be bringing in, whether it be strictly text, whether it be video cuts and all that good stuff. So we're just building it out right now, man. So you guys get to watch it grow as well as us.
And can anybody bring in the news to you, and will you guys post it then, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question, Snekky. We've got, the way we have things set up is we have we built some back end tools for our general editors. So anyone can post a news article. Once they post it and they follow our guidelines for posting, it is then submitted for approval by our general editors. If it is a newsworthy article, we will approve it and post it on the Steem News Online site. And also this particular article will be written from the Steem News .online site as well. So it is submitted to our general editors, and they'll either approve it or reject it. If it's approved, they will immediately post it. If it's rejected for whatever reason, our general editors will make comments on ways to improve it, things to add, things to take out, that kind of stuff.
Now, I'm curious, so is this mostly going to be Steem-specific news, or is it kind of blockchain-related news? Like, how far do you think you'll expand on the whole news topic?
Well, right now we look at building it to be a world news. Anything you would find on any of the news outlets now, as far as categories go. It's not Steem-centric as far as the content.
Okay.
Matter of fact, the only time you'll probably even see any Steem news if it's news that falls into our cryptocurrency category, right? So right now we've got several tags out the gate. We've got a pretty large category, and we call it world, but we're subdividing that into different regions right now. We have science, technology. We're going to be adding some entertainment categories as well. We've had some people ask about writing that up. That way we can cover, some food stuff and celebrity news and, things that you would normally see on a news site. So the goal is to, have reporters, writers, boots on the ground in certain all geographical locations covering what's happening, what's the current event happening right then.
And their posts that they do on your site, do those get put on the blockchain? Is that how that works? Or are they on just the website?
Yeah, that's the cool part of having not only a news site, but any site, is that content is there, forever. It's on the blockchain. So, to answer your question, it is on the blockchain. The content is written and submitted from Steem News Online. It goes directly to the blockchain if this post is approved. Right now, you can view that on Steemit's Block Explorer. They just haven't got to the point where they filter out different content from different sites yet. So all of that will still be showing up. You'll probably see maybe some different tags pop up on Steemit.com. But for the most part, it's all created there on Steem News Online. It's posted to the blockchain. It can be viewed on Steem News Online, and you can also look at it on any of the other user interfaces out there that do not have that content filtered out.
And how do the payouts work, if I may ask?
Yeah, so right now we have the payout set at 70% goes to the writer, journalist, 25% goes back to Steem News Online, and 5% will go to our general editors. We plan on changing that and basically increasing the out to 85%. We just have some upfront cost that we want to recover, and then we'll reset those back to 85%. But right now, the author writer they're getting 70%. But that's how everything breaks out.
And that's really cool, and that will hopefully inspire maybe some citizen journalists out there to maybe become a little more proactive in their communities and the events happening around them, and they can share their experience of those events on your news site.
Yeah, main event, you are spot on. That's exactly what we're looking to accomplish. Is get more people active in their local community, writing about what's happening, there in their community. It may not be world-based type content out the gate, but it could eventually build up to something that's newsworthy for everyone to see. You never know, but it actually is one of the reasons we set it up is to get more people involved instead of having to rely on our traditional journalism and our writers out there.
Yeah, and I mean, people have other opportunities to share. I mean, like they could write a little editorial in their local newspaper, right? Or they could, some people are probably creating, YouTube videos and things like that. But if they're already on the Steem blockchain, it seems like it would only kind of make sense for them to take some of that journalistic things that they might be creating already and putting it on the blockchain and possibly getting rewarded for it.
Yeah, you're spot on again, man. Spot on again. And one thing we're looking at, hopefully we can accomplish this as well, is, once we're out there, snow is out there, we can show other news sites, alternative news sites, the value of the Steem thing, and actually show them a use case. So what that does, it brings us more entities, more businesses into the Steem ecosystem, as well as more users, basically their subscribers that they may have in those entities. And then we can take it up a notch or two. So when our smart media tokens are basically have gone live, then we can look at ways for these, not only Steem News Online, but other news sites to monetize their sites and reward their subscribers for participation on their sites.
Well, that all sounds really awesome. I'm curious, so people can submit news stories. Now, did you say that there's going to be any kind of like a vetting process for the posts that end up on the site? Or because, I mean, of course, you wouldn't want somebody saying like a news story that's completely false or something like that. Is there any process for any of that type of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the main staples that we have, is we have these general editors who not only check it for plagiarism, copyright, grammatical errors and that kind of stuff, but also the due diligence on the people actually reporting this news. Hopefully over time, as a writer journalist is submitting articles, we get to a point where we don't have to monitor them quite as closely as we once was, pretty much whitelisting the author, so to speak. So, but yes, we have those fail safes in place. We're going to be relying on our general editors to check all the posts, as well as the due diligence on them. That's a task all in itself. Telling someone earlier is, for me, when I wake up and I check out the news, I just don't get my news from one source. I, unfortunately, like a lot of people, have to go out and get it from multiple sources and make an educated decision on, what may be close to the truth, right? And that's very unfortunate for us. And that happens, with news sites across the board. But hopefully we can get our boots on the ground, our reporters, reporting these accurate events that are happening around them.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's the whole meme of fake news and all that nonsense. So, I mean, of course, you'd want, if it's satire or whatever, that's fine. That's a whole nother realm. But if you're trying to promote, legitimate news and events and things like that, yeah, you'd certainly want to try to whitelist your authors after a while and have them be trusted sources after some time. And it sounds like it's a cool opportunity for people who might be interested in journalism and writing and things like that. And maybe maybe they haven't done it for a while. Maybe they were writers at their college newspaper or something like that, maybe in the past or something like that. And they want to try it again. And possibly, what you're doing is something that they could try out.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We have a lot of great writers on the platform right now, and as time goes by, we're bringing on even more of these writers. We're trying to get writers now from the Steem ecosystem, but obviously we'll start branching out a little bit more as we try to get into some of these other geographical locations, right? So we'll probably be pulling them from the ranks of they could be journalism students. They could be people like you have said that maybe done it in college with the school newspaper, but may want to test the waters again. and they can come join this awesome platform we have with Steem and give it a go.
I think it sounds like a really great project. Do you get a lot of people who are sending stories in already, or is it because you said you launched last week, right?
Yeah, we launched last week, a week from today, actually, last Tuesday. We've got quite a few article submittals, and of course, we have our format that we want. So we a lot of them are getting rejected and pushed back, and people are making modifications for them. But we're real pleased with the response that we've gotten so far.
Well, that's really great. It's cool to hear, and it's always exciting to see new projects being created on the Steem blockchain. Are there any specific users you want to give a shout out to, or any folks out there you want to mention, or anything while you're here on the show? We kind of always give everybody an opportunity to kind of give some shout outs, or any other people you want to mention, or anything like that, or other projects you want to mention while you're here.
Yeah, just a quick, if we're doing shout outs, my partner in this, another Joe. Joe's been with me, since October of 2016, I guess. We've been involved in a lot of our projects leading up to this point. My development team out there, some of them are on Steem. Those guys do a fantastic job of getting the back end and the web development done, and also the user interface. We're redesigning that right now, so they're doing a fantastic job with that. I'm also out here in Missouri, in the U.S. I'm doing I did an episode with Johnny Clearwater. Johnny does the Hot or Shot series, and I'm out here with him. Some filming here in Missouri. We got quite a few people in the surrounding area that have been out here and are coming out this week to get that done. And then we're going to go back. We've got some guys who used to do the STP podcast. They stopped doing that some time ago, but they're going to do like a reunion podcast, which I'm very excited about. Psycho Chica, Gifted Guy, and Winston Wolf are going to be doing that remotely from here. So pretty excited about seeing those guys again. And that's it, man.
Well, that sounds really cool. Yeah, it will definitely be cool to see those guys do. They did a podcast together before, right? Were you in that also? Oh
gosh, man, maybe a year ago when they had it going, I think they had me on there as a guest, I believe. Okay. But I kind of missed the podcast. I don't know if you guys remember when they were going at it full speed, but it was one of the more popular ones at the time.
Yeah, it's cool to see that they're going to do a little reunion show, and it's, of course, awesome to hear you give some shout-outs to your developers and all the other people helping you with all these projects. I'm sure they appreciate it. Were there any other things you wanted to mention while we have you here? Of course, we will share your blog from Steemit right on the chat and in the show notes and everything. And can you mention your website again for the news?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Steem News, STEEM News.online. Yeah, so that's the site there. And also I want to mention we've got a North American conference going on next month in Las Vegas. I think it's the 13th through the 15th of April. It's called the Steem Creators Conference. This is the first one that Steem Cafe is hosting. So it's going to be mainly geared to the content creation on the platform. New users, existing users, there's going to be workshops there. We're going to have quite a few experienced content creators that are on the Steem platform right now. We'll be there doing workshops. I'll be there doing a deep think type workshop where we discuss, application ideas and taking those from print to production. So we're pretty excited about that happening next month.
You said that's in Las Vegas, right?
Yes, Las Vegas. Yeah, April 13th through the 15th. Steemcreators.com. I think you can register there.
Well, that's really cool. I'm jealous. I wish I could go.
Are you not close to Las Vegas?
No, I'm way over on the east coast of the U.S., and unfortunately that would be too short a notice for me to plan a trip. But maybe next year, because I would love to go to Vegas. So
I know, right?
all right, well that's really cool. And of everybody, again, we're visiting with Instructor 2121, is where you can find him on Steemit and on the Steem blockchain. And, of course, Steem News. We're going to be checking that out as it's continuing to grow and seeing all the different people that are going to be posting news stories on there. And I'm really interested to see how that develops for you.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, it's an exciting project for us as far as pursuing it. And I think it's going to be exciting for everyone else to watch it grow and evolve into something that the community can be proud of.
Yeah, I absolutely have to agree on that. I think this is one of those shots people should take. If you love writing, if you have affiliations with it, maybe did it in the past, try this. It might be a really good thing. And I think it brings a lot to the platform as well.
Absolutely. Were there anything, other things you wanted to mention while we have you here on the show, Instructor 2121?
Well, as far as projects, that's just about all I have to cover on that. If anybody wants to, they can always, if they have any questions, they want to just sit down and just talk a little bit about Steem or the applications or, the weather. You can reach me out. I'm on Discord, Instructor 2121, so you guys can hunt me down and message me there. I hang out quite a bit in the Steem Speak Discord and also the Steem Experience Discord, so I can be found pretty easily. So, but as far as projects, main event, that's what we have for right now. I'd love to come back at some point, give everybody an update outside of the post we're going to be doing on updates. So, and we talk about it some more, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You can certainly come back on the show. Maybe we can get you here during the live broadcast, and then that way we can get some questions from the audience and things like that, because that's always a good time too. But we're certainly glad that you took the time to chat with us today and to tell us about the Steem News project and the other things you're working on. And yeah, absolutely, we'd be happy to have you back in the future, and you can give us a future update of how things are going.
Sounds great, guys. I really appreciate you having me on today.
Snekky, do you want to give some farewell words here?
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to be here with us. And I hope that everything with Steem News online will go amazing. I think it's a great project. So good luck with everything that will come at your path and your team of people who are there as well.
Thank you so much, Snekky. I really appreciate it.
And again, everybody, we're visiting today with Instructor 2121. So you can find him right on the Steemit website, right at that username, at Instructor 2121. And it's the 2121 right at the end. And thank you so much for joining us today, and you're visiting with us here on the Steem Radio Show. Thank you for joining us. All right, so we're back. We're live now.
Are we?
How's
Are we?
everybody
Can
doing?
everybody hear us again?
Everybody still awake? Wake up. No.
Wave. Come, show your hands in the chat.
All right, so that was our chat with Instructor 2121. It was a lot of fun talking with him, and told us all about the news project that he's working on and the website and everything, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty neat thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to see that develop.
Look at all the people waving. I love it.
Oh, that's so nice.
And again, if you're listening to the live broadcast, it's about 18 minutes after 7 on the east coast of the U.S. here on March 28th, 2018. And that means it's what? I guess now 11:18 UTC time. What time is it where you are, Snekky, in the Netherlands?
Well, first of all, it's March 29 already here. So yeah, I'm in the future. It's 19 minutes past 1.
Oh, wow. All right, so
Yes.
that's true. I guess I should leave the date out of it, but I just wanted everybody to realize that we were back live here. Of course, you might be listening to this, after the fact on the recording, and if you are, you should certainly check us out when we are live here on MSP Waves. 10 to midnight UTC time is what you got to remember on Wednesday nights. And if you're interested in finding out more about the MSP Waves radio station, just check out MSPWaves.com. You can see the full schedule of all the different radio shows that are on MSP Waves, and there's a wide variety of them, and there's more being added virtually all the time, it seems like now.
Yes, and if you want to be a guest on this show, you can just send an inbox to Ma1ne Event or myself, and we will have a chat with you to see when we can have you on the air.
Absolutely. We welcome pretty much anybody to join us on the show. We're always interested to learn more about our fellow Steemians and find out, where you're from in the world, how you found your way here to the Steem blockchain and the Steem website, the Steemit website. And, we just want to find out what you're creating for content, what kind of a blog do you have, what do you think of it so far, things like that. It's always a lot of fun just to learn about our fellow Steemians.
Absolutely, and I'm still hoping that Santa Claus will make an account on Steemit, because then we can have him on the show. I have a few questions for him.
I guess it's possible, right? Do they have the internet at the North Pole? I don't know.
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah, anyway. All right, well, you're hanging out with us here on the Steem Radio Show, again on MSP Waves Radio, and it's a lot of fun to have you all here with us each and every week. And we have different guests every week as well, so it's not always the same people here. So you certainly tune in again, and you can always check out previous broadcasts. I do post them on my Steemit blog at Ma1ne Event. Again, it's just spelled with a number 1 in there. And you can certainly go back and see and listen to previous episodes too, if you'd like. We've interviewed dozens of different Steemians from all over the world and all different walks of life. Some of them were brand new users at the time. Some of them are witnesses. We always say any witnesses that are out there listening, you're certainly welcome to join us on the show. We certainly encourage any Steem witness to jump on the show with us sometime and just have a chat and let us know how things are going. I'm always kind of curious how that side of it works. The technical side of it. That part sort of does intrigue me because I don't really know a lot about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I always enjoy hearing about that as well. I try to, learn from it. It's still hard. So I think the more people tell about it, speak about it, the better it is.
Absolutely. So yeah, if any Steem witnesses out there are listening and you want to join us on a future episode, certainly send us a message and we'd be happy to have you on.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we've got time, and we're going to have one more guest on the show here tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
I wonder who that person is going to be.
It's another returning guest. This is someone who was on the show quite a while ago. I think you were one of my first guests, if I remember right.
I think it was before my time.
Possibly. Like it was a long time ago. But let's welcome Shadows Pub back to the show. Welcome.
Good evening, and I think the last time I was on with Snekky.
You were?
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I know it was a while ago, though.
Yeah, it was. It was quite a while ago, and we taped it ahead of time.
We did, yeah, because we were doing that back then. We weren't doing the live broadcast, I don't think, quite yet. So it's wonderful to have you here with us live here on the radio show. Welcome, and it's certainly great to have you here.
Yeah, great to be here.
Yeah, I was looking forward to talking to you.
So tell us, Shadows Pub, what's been going on lately? How's things going over with the Pimp Your Post Thursdays? And tell us more about that.
Well, they've been getting pretty busy. We scheduled them on the radio schedule over at Steam Star Network. That shows as 2 hours long, and it's actually about 3 to 3.5 hours for each session these days, and then the after chat just kind of goes from one to the other.
And go ahead and tell us more about how it works, so just in case anyone out here isn't familiar with it, and what is it exactly?
Okay, well, it's a post promotion, post sharing, networking. People that come in, they go into a voice chat, and of course, they're also in a text chat, and they queue their turns by dropping a little emoji into the channel, and that tells me that they'd like to take a turn, and I put them on a list. And then when their turn comes up, they put their link in the text chat, and they preferably come on to voice, and they tell us about the post. And people have a look at it, and if they have any questions or there's conversation wants to erupt, that's what we do. And that goes on for pretty well 3 hours.
It's crazy because I remember being on some of like the first ones, and I never remember it being 3 hours. So that's crazy that it's grown to now that you have that many people joining the session.
We've had a couple of them that have gone for 3.5 hours.
I believe it. There's everybody, of course, is, they want to have people look at their blog, right? I mean, that's just natural. So any opportunity to do that is I'm sure, going to be appreciated.
Yeah, they spark some interesting conversation because there's a wide variety. We don't get people that do shit posting, and that's not designed. It just happens that way. People that are coming on the show have taken pride in what they've posted, and they want to show it off.
Now, is there any kind of, I don't know, restrictions to it or anything like that? Or do people have to, they just submit their post right then, right when it's their turn?
Right then. I don't know what's coming. The one thing I have had to do, we had a few people that would come on and they would do 2 and 3 posts right at the same time. And I've had to say, no, you do one, and then you can go back in the queue and come back up later after other people have had a turn. And I don't mind if somebody, in fact, I encourage it. If somebody wants to come in and pimp a post for somebody else that maybe they've seen somebody isn't doing too well but needs a bit of attention, and they'll put the post in there, that's great too.
Absolutely. And Ingenuity just shared the link to the Steemit Ramble Discord. So that's where they find all of this, right? They got to find their way to the Steemit Ramble Discord server.
Yeah, it's in the Pimp Your Post Thursday voice chat, and then we use a text chat that goes right along with it.
All right, very cool.
And it's always fun just hanging out as well, because just seeing all those posts come by, you might find this hidden gem, and that is just amazing.
There's a lot of hidden gems.
Absolutely, and they keep coming.
And curating them afterwards is an interesting challenge.
And Jesse to you is asking, are D-Mania memes posts welcome?
Well, it's kind of hard to come on and talk about a D-Mania meme, but hey, give it a shot.
Right? I mean, maybe they put a lot of thought into it or something,
Yeah.
Once it's up on the screen, it's supposed to do all the talking, so it's kind of hard to have much to say. So
go right ahead. Sorry.
So last week we had kind of an interesting development. ANCAP Barbie, who's a regular in the Pimp Your Post Thursday, she put a post up about witnesses and voting for witnesses and the importance of it, and it sparked quite a bit of conversation during the show. So we ended up convening a witness chat the following day, and it had an interesting response. We had 12 witnesses in there and quite a few members of the community. So it was a 2-hour discussion on tape, well, recorded, and about probably another 2 hours afterwards.
Yeah, that's awesome. Any opportunity for, groups of Steemians and different people from the community to get together and even just chat and brainstorm a little bit, I think is a wonderful thing. I love seeing those different little groups and forums and different things happen. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. It was, a lot of people had good questions. People, invariably, there's somebody in the group that says, I didn't know this. I didn't know about witnesses.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll try to share the link to, let's see here, just for where you go to see the lists of the votes for witnesses on Steemit. here in the chat, because yeah, these folks do a lot. They're the ones who keep this blockchain going, from what I understand. I mean, I'm no expert on it by any means, but they're doing a lot of the technical stuff behind the scenes. So it's certainly important, I think, for people to at least learn what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's also important to know is that you have 30 votes that you can spread over the witnesses. There are way more than you will see on the witness list. It goes to 50, I think. But there are a lot more witnesses. So, do your research and know that it's important to vote for witnesses.
Yeah.
That was a topic of conversation during the discussion too, that the witness list that you've shown there does only go up to 50, and they do not mark the inactive witnesses that are in the top 50. So we did a lot of talking about the list that Dracos maintains.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to take a look at that one as well, because yes, that link I shared, yeah, it only will show you the top 50 voted as based on what's showing on that link. And maybe not all of them may or may not be active. I'm not sure. And you can manually type in people below that in the little box below the list. If you know someone out there that's a witness and you want to vote for them, you just do that in the link in the little box below, and it will show people outside the top 50 or whatnot.
You can. The problem is that I'm discovering anyways, is a lot of people don't know who the witnesses are. Right. So they don't know to type that in.
Now, do you think, of course this is all just opinion, but do you think the it's up to people on like the Steemit website to produce this list of all the witnesses, or do you think it's more up to the witnesses to kind of promote themselves out there in the community?
I think it's both. The Steemit is going to put them on the website. They need to maintain them in a way that's up to date. And they need to indicate that there is more than 50 witnesses. But at the same time, it is up to the witnesses to get out there and let it be known who they are.
Right. And, that's like what you're doing with over at the Steem at Ramble Discord, having group discussions, I think, is really helpful. I know those happen here on MSPWaves. Aggro does a lot of Saturday forums where sometimes witnesses jump on there, which is very cool. And we, of course, welcome witnesses on this show if they want to come on and chat sometime. So there are places for them to come out and kind of show what they're doing and their different projects. And a lot of them, they do a lot of work. And so I know it's appreciated, and it would be nice if more of them, people could find out about them a little more.
Some of them do a lot of work, and some of them do a lot of very quiet work that gets very little notice or appreciation.
Absolutely. What else would you like to tell us, Shadows Pub, either about your Steem at Ramble or more about the Pimp Your Post Thursday chat sessions? Any other projects you're working on? Feel free to just talk about anything you'd like.
Well, one thing we probably should be mentioning is the fact that in the evening Pimp Your Post Thursday, we've got a pirate comes to visit, and she does a treasure hunt. Well, she concludes a treasure hunt for that week, and we have a lot of fun with that one. She's running her treasure hunt. That would be Captain Dream Steem.
Ooh, right. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Well, her idea with that is that she wants to get people to go and look at posts. I know a lot of these contests, they get people to write posts. So what she does is she gets ports, which is posts that are active, and it sends people to read them. And we'll get them to collect some information about it. And then she also asks some trivia questions during the live portion of it. And the whole idea is that those that have gone and read the post get to participate on Thursday evening.
Very cool. No, it's cool to see how you guys are evolving that whole thing as over time. Like I said, I remember first going on one of your chat sessions a long time ago, and there was still a lot of people in there, but it's amazing now to see how many people are truly finding it each and every week, that now you have to even do 2 sessions on Thursdays.
Actually, I started the 2 sessions fairly quickly. When I realized just how much of an issue the time zones are, I started the one in the morning to try to accommodate other time zones.
Yeah, and that's really cool that you're able to do that. So you said it's different people that are kind of running those at different times of the day, right?
Some people come to both, and some people are different in each one. It just depends who can get into what.
Okay, very cool. And again, if somebody wants to share the link, if you want to share the link to the Steemit Ramble Discord, again, in the chat, where people can find that, and I'll try to add that to the show notes after the show as well, and people can find their way there. Are you still doing the your curating and things like that with the Steemit Ramble itself?
Yes, I am. I don't get it out as often as I'd like, but I get it out as often as I can. And still are taking nominations. One thing that I have added to that in the last few weeks is if you come in and nominate a post and I use that nomination, then I share the post returns with the nominators.
That's really cool. And what types of content are you usually looking for on the Steemit Ramble, typically?
Well, when I made the announcement about sharing the post revenue, I also did a post at the same time on what I look at in curation. So if you go to my blog and scroll back, you'll find that in there. Actually, if you go into the Steemit Ramble, you'll find that in under the Random Ramblings channel that I put those posts in.
Okay, very cool. All right, so yeah, everybody can certainly check that out if you're interested. And do you guys have any other future things planned or anything like that you want to mention here while you're on the show, or any other things coming up?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because actually we have something going on. My sister Artemis North is back on the platform. She was on for a while, and then she went off to deal with some family issues. She's back, and she's looking to build a community of fiber artists. And part of doing that is she's hosting a coffee hour on Mondays for creatives at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's also in the Steemit Ramble.
All right, very cool. I like coffee and all that good stuff, so I like
Coffee is life.
Right?
No coffee, no snack.
So yeah, so you said that's happening right in the Steemit Ramble Discord server. And what time again is it?
It's 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and because she's trying to put together a community of fiber arts, created a space there for fiber artists, and she's putting material into that area, so that's her space.
Cool. All right. Well, we're always...
Silly question. What is fiber?
Al, my understanding of her description of it is that it's any natural or could be natural material that is used to make other things. So we're looking at knitting, crocheting, tatting, leatherworking, rope making, that type of thing.
Oh, thank you. I can knit.
That's fiber arts.
Ah, that makes sense. Yes.
And needless to say, she does a lot of that herself. And she also does photography, so the chat encompasses creatives.
Very cool. No, absolutely. We'll certainly might have to check that out there if anybody's interested in that type of thing. It's a topic I haven't really seen much on the Steem blockchain yet, so maybe that's an untapped, little bit of content that could be created as well. Things about that.
That's one of the things she's finding. It's a very small community right now, and she's hoping to be able to help make that grow. She's got some people over on Facebook and a group over there that she's chatting with to try to bring them over.
With a live stream, you can easily teach people how to knit or crochet.
She's testing that out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, very cool. It's awesome to see your Steemit Ramble Discord, growing and evolving, and it's like we mentioned at the beginning, it's been a while since we had you on the show the first time, so it's obviously cool that we're all still here and enjoying ourselves here on the Steem blockchain.
I think it just keeps getting better and better. I know there's a lot of people complain about various aspects of it, but I think that, overall, we're looking at a bright future.
I certainly, would agree with that. I mean, it seems like it's a positive vibe around here for the most part most of the time. I mean, there's always going to be people in any social media or whatever that may get negative or whatnot. You know, and of course people get upset if the price goes up and down and things like that, and that's understandable, but the community aspect of all of this has been wonderful for myself, and I know you know, it's cool that you've created your community now around the Steemit Ramble and the Discord and everything. It's amazing how people, like as we mentioned in previous interviews, that the opportunities that are available here for people to just, you know, socialize, to create content. Really, the opportunities are quite plentiful, in my opinion, of course.
I've kind of enjoyed the way the Ramble has come almost a intersection for the different groups. We get people in from the Steam or from the Steem engine, and we get people in from the Alliance, and we get people in from the Writer's Block and various the Steam Experience, various other groups. There's probably ones that come in from PAL, although PAL is so big it's hard to say whether they came from PAL or somewhere else. And it's great to see because it's an opportunity for people to get to know each other.
Absolutely, and that for me is a big thing. You know, networking with other people, having them actually get to know you a little bit. That way, when they read your content or watch your live stream or whatever, it's just more personal, and that adds a whole nother layer to this whole experience.
I see Engine Woody's asked a couple of questions there. What gave me the idea for the Ramble? Well, that was an excuse to be able to read. I was doing a lot of reading on Steemit, which was, of course, burning up a lot of time, and decided that if I did something like the Ramble with a list of the posts that I enjoyed the most, then I had an excuse to go and spend hours reading. And as far as hosting Pimp Your Post Thursday, that was just a natural evolution from manual curation and writing a post to letting people promote their post.
And did you find it difficult to start it? Like, you know, you have to host a show.
That first one was interesting. It was, you know, I didn't know what to expect. I was quite surprised that there was several arrived, and then Sir Cork was sitting in on that, and right afterwards he said, "This could be a radio show, and I'm building a radio station, so we'll make it a radio show." And I went, radio? And kind of realized fairly quickly that once the recording's on, I'm just doing a chat in the Discord, and we go from there.
Well, yeah, no, it's certainly cool to see how it's changed and how it's grown, and it's a nice place for people to share some of their newest blogs with a group of people and actually talk about it rather than just dump a link and run. You know, there's a lot of that goes on in random servers and rooms and things, and what you're doing, it just adds more value, you know, because they actually can jump on the voice chat and talk about their post, you know, why they wrote it, what was the thoughts behind it, and things like that. And that adds a lot if you're expecting people to at least check out your content versus just, you know, spamming a link in a chat.
Yeah, I was getting that in the promotion channels where people are just dropping and running. And several weeks ago, I brought in some rules that you have to introduce your post, and if you don't introduce it, I will delete it, and you'll get reminded to go and read the rules. And it's been interesting, the number of people that I've had to revoke their status or their access to because they just ignore the fact that they're supposed to introduce their posts.
Yes, don't forget that part. That's very important, because if you're just throwing a link down, people don't know what it is. I mean, and of course, people are skeptical of just clicking just random links anyway, and as they should be. You know, always protect yourself as much as you can. So at least write something about what your post is, right? If you're gonna share a link somewhere.
Yeah, you can't tell just by those first few words unless somebody is just, you know, extraordinary at writing that first sentence. So a decently written introduction will go a long way in catching somebody's eye and getting them to click on that link. I know I certainly spend more time taking a look at the promotion channels now, and I'm looking for well-written introductions.
Absolutely. And is there any other things you want to mention while you're here on the show? Any personal blogs you're going to be doing or have done lately or anything like that?
Well, last weekend I was at a public speaking contest. Anybody that knows me for about 10 minutes knows I'm involved in the Royal Canadian Legion. And part of what we do is a youth education program that I've been helping out with for a number of years. This is the first year I've participated beyond the branch level. So I was helping out at the door at the zone level, which is next up from the branch. And on the 7th of April, I'm going to be judging at the district level, which is the next level up from there. So I hope to be doing a post on that when it gets over with.
Awesome. Sounds really good. Are there any questions from the audience out there? Of course, we'll always take extra questions from the live audience. If anybody out there has any questions for Shadows Pub, we have shared the Steemit profile a few times in the chat, so you can certainly find her on Steemit at Shadows Pub, all one word, right on Steemit.
There's one more question from Ingenuity.
Okay.
Pimp Your Post has come a long way. Do you see any evolutions in the future or have plans to expand on it?
I'm not really sure on that. I've been asked about running it on another day because it has got so busy. But I'm also aware of the fact that there are some other ones that are running, which is great. The Steem engine started one for its members yesterday. I know that there's a music one that's running on Wednesdays. There's a Christian one running on Tuesdays. I believe there's a Spanish one running on Fridays. So I'd have to be awful careful about expanding that I'm not stepping on somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, there is always that. But, at the same time, if there's just enough people, because there's more people joining, of course, all the time, then maybe there's enough, kind of to go around, that type of thing.
Yeah, I'm giving it some thought. I haven't ruled it out completely. I may go with a different time of day, which would give some another time zone an opportunity. Yes, Mean Mummy, I am on Steam Sugars as well.
Any shout-outs you want to give, Shadows Pub? Anybody that's been helping you out lately, or maybe some just anyone you want to give a shout-out to while you're here?
Ingenuity just asked about the witness meeting. Yes, there is going to be another one on April 21st, and I'm going to take it meeting by meeting and see what the response is. And as far as shout-outs go, I got to give a shout-out to those hardworking people over in the writer's block who do a lot of work to try to help people write their best on the platform. And that would include Rhonda Kay and Muxie and Damian J. Clay and Tiny Paleo Kitchen, and we can't forget Bex DK. They're all over there, and they do a lot of work doing peer review. And, of course, Ingenuity at the Alliance and Ethan D. Smith over at the Steem engine. And, of course, you folks here, Snekky and Ma1ne, I've seen you both in at Pimp Your Post Thursday.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the shout-out.
Oh, yes. We can't forget the Kitty Girl, our amazing The Kitty Girl. She does some wonderful stuff.
Absolutely, she does.
All right. Well, the last chance for questions, everybody out there in the audience. And, of course, if you're tuning in, after the show and you're listening to the recording, we certainly would encourage you to join us on the live broadcast next time. But we are live right now here on this show with Shadows Pub. So certainly get a last-minute question in if you've got one for Shadows Pub.
Favorite toppings on pizza? Just pepperoni. Thank you very much.
Oh, I love pepperoni.
And we'll give a little extra notice there to Scuzzy because I just met him this afternoon and found out he's from Toronto, which I'm only 90 minutes away from.
I'm just curious. If you had to put 3 toppings on a pizza and it has to be a Steemit pizza, which 3 tags would you put on it?
It would be a Steemit pizza, meaning it's made from steam, like it's just going to disappear on us?
Yes.
Well, you got to have onions and green peppers and mushrooms. How's that?
No, tags. The tags. You know, your favorite tags on top.
3 favorite tags.
Oh, my 3 favorite tags. That's a Steemit pizza. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Well,
you're welcome.
Curation, the Writer's Block, and the Alliance. How's that?
There you
I
go.
can live with that. Yes.
All right, everybody. Last chance for questions before we let Shadows Pub go, because we're winding down here. We got about 10 minutes left of the show. But Shadows Pub, we of course appreciate you joining us tonight. And let's see, one last question here. I see, where do you foresee yourself on Steemit in 5 years? Well, hopefully we're all still here, right, in 5 years.
Well, let's see. In 5 years, I'm going to be at retirement age. You're damn right I'm going to be on Steemit.
All right, awesome. All right, well, we'll probably wind it down right there because we are getting close to the end of the show here. But Shadows Pub, we certainly appreciate you joining us. And everybody can certainly check out the Steemit Ramble Discord and check out, of course, all the various shows you guys are doing now, and of course your curation that you do as well. And it's really awesome what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Snekky?
It was, yes.
Go right ahead. I was just giving you a chance to say some farewells.
Oh, farewell, Shadows Pub. It was so amazing to have you here with us again.
And it was great to be with you both.
All right, everybody. So that was our chat with Shadows Pub tonight. And Ingenuity's got the link to the Steemit Ramble Discord there in the chat if you're interested. And again, if you're not in the chat with us, we encourage you to do so. You just join us on Discord. We're in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server, which is the home of the Ma1ne Support Project, and we are chatting in the MSPWaves audience room. So you can find us there and chat with us.
So many cool people.
All the cool people are here, right?
Yes. We didn't go around the world.
We might as well. We're running out of time here, so let's see where everyone is listening from. Actually, in 1 second, while Jesse's got his thing in the chat there, if anybody wants to, you can leave an emoji on Jesse's post there in the chat, and then you will get notifications when the show goes live on Wednesday nights. It will add a role to you here in the MSP server, and it will give you a notification when the show goes live.
That's really cool.
It is kind of cool.
I need a notification like that.
You got to leave an emoji on the thing.
Oh, yes.
Right on Jesse2U's post, right in the chat right there.
Fun.
And if you're listening to this after the fact, just message somebody, any of the moderators in MSP, and tell them you want the notification for the show, and we can get you that.
Sir Lunch, the host.
Welcome, Lunch.
He wants to have your babies.
All right, so yes, let's go around the world now, and we'll see where you're listening from. I already see Arizona, and I see Canada. So let us know what country you are listening in right now, and it'd be awesome if you can type out the country, just because we may not know all the different flags here. All right.
I don't know any flags, so I see Belgium, Denmark, USA, California, Wisconsin, USA, South Carolina, Brazil, a flag that I don't know, Belgium, Denmark, that flag I do know, America, Germany. Sir Lunch the host comes from 2 planets, Texas, US, the True Strong North, South Africa, Croatia, Brazil. Ooh, so many different countries.
Yes, it's wonderful to have you all here from all over the world, all kinds of different countries represented here. And it's wonderful to have you all here with us here on the Steem Radio Show.
The aliens has landed too. Krim comes from Mars. How marvelous.
Yeah, usually by the end, everybody starts putting some random funny places.
Yes. And where are you from?
I'm from the USA.
Oh, nice. I'm from the Netherlands. But you already knew that.
Yes. All right, everybody. Well, we're starting to wind things down here, but we certainly appreciate all of you joining us here on the radio show. We also do mention each week that if anybody wants to use the tag Steem Radio on your post, we'll try to at least take a look at it. It doesn't guarantee you'll get upvotes or anything like that, but Snekky and I, we're both active curators on the platform. We're always looking for content to curate that's original, of course. We do not support any plagiarism or copy pasta type stuff. We want to see original content, but you can use the tag Steem Radio on your post if you'd like, and it's always awesome if people mention the show or something like that. Would be cool too. Hey, I heard the show on MSPWaves Steem Radio. You should check it out. That's always appreciated, and we'll try to take a look. So somebody says they made a Portuguese post with Steem Radio. Well, unfortunately, I can't read Portuguese, so I can only read English. No, I can only read English, so English only preferred, unless you've got translations in there. If you do multi-language, that would work.
Or Dutch or German.
Snekky can do those, yes.
Or French.
She's our multi-language person here. I can only do English, unfortunately.
Well, English is a good language to know.
But yes, if anybody wants to, you can use the tag Steem Radio. Again, it doesn't guarantee, that you'll get upvotes or anything, but it's possible. If we like the content and we think it's cool, we'll try to, give it a little vote. But yeah, no, we always want to try to support the people who are listening to the show. I usually don't mention that in the show posts about the tag, so it's kind of for people who actually take the time to listen to the show here and stick with us to the end. So thank you so much, everybody who's tuned in tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing to see everybody here.
Snekky, do you have any things you want to mention that you're working on? Any blog posts that you've done recently? Just anything in general you want to mention while we got this last few minutes?
Well, I've been working on a lot of art the last few weeks, really. And I just did a posting about using charcoal. I never used it before, so I was trying that out, and I had a lot of fun doing so. And I think that I will do more posts about that while I discover this amazing black stuff.
So you're working with charcoal, you said, right? That's pretty interesting.
Yes, I think I was. I put more color on myself than on my paper.
I could see that. All right, Snekky, do you want me to play your little disclaimer to end it here?
Can I put my fingers in my ears?
Yep.
Okay, then it's a go. You are listening to the Steem Radio Show on MSPWaves. Everything you hear on this show is our opinion only, and should not be taken as financial advice or advice of any kind. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Steem Radio Show is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research. Gosh.
She did such a good job, didn't she, guys?
Well, we had fun. Recording it.
Yes, always do your own research, everybody. This is just our opinions that you hear here. We're just having a good time, having fun, chatting with different people who have found their way to the Steem blockchain. But thank you all, everybody, for tuning in. Again, this is the Steem Radio Show with Poetic Snake and Main Event. And I have shared our Steem links in the chat. We appreciate it. A little bit of self-promotion. Sorry about that. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And anything you want to add here at the end, Snekky, because we're going to say goodbye.
Oh, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the 3 wonderful guests. And I hope to see you all next week.
Absolutely. Thank you to our guests. And as always, if anybody out there is listening and you're interested in being a guest on the show sometime, just send us a message on Discord, either one of us, and we'll try to have you on the show sometime. We do try to get you on live on the show as much as possible. Pre-recorded interviews are possible, but we do prefer live if possible. So just kind of keep that in mind. And of course, you'd have to have voice chat capabilities and all that good stuff. But
yes, and do not fear, we do not bite. At least main event does not bite.
Right. Yes. But thank you, everybody. We're going to say so long. DJ Damashi is going to be doing his show next if you're listening live here on MSP Waves. So if you're interested, stick around for that. If not, we will see you next week here on the Steem Radio Show. Have a great night, everybody.